Hey guys, Lon from the ECOM Zone. In this video, I'm going to explain why you guys are losing money with dropshipping. If you're still struggling to profit, then this is the video for you guys to watch. Now in this video, what we'll be discussing is bad product choice, poor website design, terrible offer, terrible ad creatives, not testing enough ad creatives, and you don't know how to analyze your ads. So with the first one, it's bad product. Look guys, if you choose a bad product, you're not going to make sales. You can have the best marketing strategy, you can have different angles on messaging, but if you have a bad product, you're just not going to sell. Beginners often pick products based on what's trending on TikTok or what's selling best on spy tools. Now there's so many spy tools out there that tell you, oh, this product's winning, that product's winning, these guys are making X amount with this product, you should sell this product too. There's so many spy tools like that where you pay a monthly subscription, but honestly, you're wasting your time and you should avoid those tools because every other dropshipper is using those tools and they're finding the exact same products as you guys. And these tools don't really have data on untapped products because simply there's no sales for these untapped products. So the only data they have is probably for these winning products that's been scaled to the moon, and it's just no point selling them. You can have them on your store, but I would just not focus on selling them because there's bigger fish in the game dropping more money on ad creatives, dropping more money on Facebook ads, and they're just crushing it. So for you to compete against that, it's just almost impossible. So just because someone else is crushing it does not mean you will if you set up a site for it. So common mistakes include picking products just because they are winners. Now, a lot of YouTube gurus have monthly videos where it's like top 10 winning products of the month. Now guys, it's good to watch them for inspiration, but I wouldn't just sell those products. Especially if you're trying to start a one product store, do not just pick that product. Selling saturated products with zero differentiation. Now I know a lot of you guys pick products where you think, oh, this product isn't saturated because it's not on Amazon. However, there are a bunch of alternative products out there on Amazon for the same product with the same use. And because there's zero differentiation or little differentiation, your customers are just going to go on Amazon and buy the alternative product for half the price. You're selling cheap products for under $50 in value. So I've spoken to a lot of you guys, and some of you guys struggle to break even or even profit, and that's mainly because of your product value. So a lot of you guys are selling products for under $40, $30, some even $20, and you'll be struggling to become profitable with such a low average order value. I always try to suggest a $50 average order value or even higher. If you have a higher average order value, yes, you will have higher CPAs and higher CPCs, but the overall profit you make per sale is so big that it's okay. Like the break-even CPA and your actual CPA, the difference between those two will be so high that it's okay to be selling higher average order value items. So yes, this is my next point, working with a low break-even CPA. So like a low break-even CPA is around like $15. So let's just say you're buying a product for $10 on AliExpress and you're selling it for $25. That's a $15 break-even CPA, which is cost per acquisition. So for every $15 on ad spend, you need to make a sale. Now let's just say you make a sale every $12, right, with Facebook ads. That means you make a $3 profit per sale, which is peanuts. You're gonna have to pay for fees, taxes, returns, chargebacks, everything, and also your time. So I always suggest a higher average order value with a higher break-even CPA, something around like $25 or even up to $50 break-even CPA. You're also picking low perceived value items. Now, these items are just not worth much. So let's just say you're selling socks. They're low perceived value items. You're not gonna make much out of them and you can't mark them up by much. Now, high perceived value items are like jewelry, for example. Jewelry products tend to have a high perceived value because of just how they are, how luxurious they look. So you do want to sell higher perceived value items. Some of you guys are picking products that does not solve a problem or does not have a wow factor. Now, when we say a wow factor, you really need to sell a product where a customer looks at your ad and they want to buy it right there and then. You don't want them waiting around or being around the bush or looking around. They just want to see that product and buy it right there. And solving problem products are actually a lot harder to sell, But if you find a winning formula to sell those products, like you got ad creatives unlocked, you got your angles unlocked, you know your demographics, you know your messaging, then you will make a lot of money. But to get to that point takes a lot more effort than trying to sell wow factor products. So you got a shiny object syndrome, which is just the first point where you're picking winning products because other people are crushing it, and that's not what you want to be doing. Sorry for interrupting, guys. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to smash that like button to help the algo, and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already, especially if you're trying to get into dropshipping. And any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, enjoy the rest of this video. Poor website design. So a lot of you guys just leave the website because a lot of gurus tell you like the website doesn't matter. But honestly, it does. Especially because that's where all your products are going to go, and that's how your customers are going to absorb information about your products. So if your store does not look trustworthy and is confusing to navigate or consume information, people will simply just leave your website without buying from you. So common mistakes include using random colors and typography. Honestly, guys, all you have to do is go on Google and search common colors used for e-commerce websites and common fonts used for e-commerce websites. It's as easy as that. Just look at what's available, and probably the top 10 or 20 fonts and colors are good to go. You really don't want to go splashy with it and choose like vibrant colors or black background. Just stick to a white background or light cream or light gray. But honestly, white is fine. Not including key information like shipping information, shipping times, preparation times, where do you ship to, money back guarantee policies, emotional benefits of your products, physical benefits, where they can wear this product or where they can use the product, is it good for gifting, etc. Overloading the product page with junk and poor grammar. Some of you guys just leave the variants as like lowercase, or one's uppercase, one's lowercase. It just looks unprofessional and rushed. Like, guys, you're trying to stand out in this e-commerce space with a lot of competition, so you really want to make sure your website's on point. You're not optimizing for mobile. So 80% of your customers will come from mobile because you're running Facebook ads or TikTok ads. Most of them will be on their phone looking at your ad and going over to your website. So you have to make sure you're optimizing for mobile. You're using terrible unbranded images for your product pages. Some of you guys just rip it off AliExpress, and to be honest, some AliExpress product images are really good. You could use them. However, the ones where they're not great, you're going to have to source product photos. Now, whether that's sending your products to a professional photographer, or sending it to your friends and family, or sending it to yourself, or sending it to an influencer, you need to improve those product photos. Now, there's actually a problem because anyone in the US using suppliers in China won't be able to ship products to the US now because of the tariffs. So in that case, it stops you from sampling products and getting product photos, which is still a very massive problem that I'm not too sure how you're going to resolve. Maybe you can find the same product on Amazon and buy it in, and then you can take product photos, or you just have to send it to an influencer or UGC content creator, or just some person who's not living in the US, maybe it's Canada, UK, Australia, Europe. Send it to someone living in those countries and then ask them to sample your products, test for the quality, and also send you product photo images. Overall, it's just a lack of effort and care for your website that results into a poor website design. And you guys should really learn UX UI design skills so you can improve on your website and improve your conversion rates. So the next point is having a terrible offer. A bad offer kills conversions. It's not just about the product, it's how you position it and also the price point. Because the number one reason why people leave your cart or leave your website is mainly because of the price point. So common mistakes include overpricing your products. So you're not doing your research, you don't know what the average price is for your products in the market. Now, you don't want to compare yourself to people on Amazon because suppliers on Amazon sell their products at such a low markup. So they could buy a product for $10 and they're only selling it for like $11 or $12 because they're competing against all the other suppliers on Amazon. So if a product costs $10 on AliExpress, your minimum is at least $20. Now for me, I actually tier my markup. So any cheap products like under $10, I actually mark it up by 4x. And any products that's like cost $50 on AliExpress, I mark it up by 2x because you're actually making $50 profit if you just mark it up by 2x. Now, if you want to try and mark up a $50 product to $200, which is 4x, customers may not want to buy that, and you're just trying to make a lot of money from them. Whereas if you just reduce the markup, you may make more sales. So the next point is you're not utilizing psychological levers like urgencies, bonuses, bundles, or free shipping. Now, I know a lot of you guys have this offer where you get free shipping after a certain point, like maybe it's $50 in spend or $100 in spend. Now, it really depends on your average order value and also how trustworthy your brand is. You have to remember, your customer's going to land on your website for the first time, they barely know your website. Will they want to be spending over $100 just to get free shipping? Or they just click away and try finding your product elsewhere. And that's why free shipping on X amount works on like big brands, because we trust them and we shop with them and we can buy more items from them. But from a new shop like yours, will they really want to increase their cart value just to get free shipping? So this is the sort of questions you need to ask yourself. Some of you guys have bundles like buy 2 get X amount off, buy 3 get this amount off. But you need to ask yourself, will customers want to buy those products in a bulk quantity? Like, does it even make sense to be buying 3 of your items? So you do need to ask yourself that. Your offer should make people feel like they're getting a deal and that they need your product right now and they need to buy it. So next point is terrible ad creatives, because with terrible ad creatives, you just won't make any money. So your ads are the first things people see. Bad creatives mean people won't even click to your website and you'll pay a very high cost per click. Now, if your average order value is around $50, you want to aim for at least 80 cents cost per click or less. Now, if your average order value is like $100 or more, then you can have a higher cost per click, like around $2, or maybe even less, like around $1.6. It really depends on your numbers, your markups, your average order values, and also your conversion rates. So common mistakes include using boring images or generic supplier videos for your ad creatives, because they're just made to be put onto your product pages and not used for ad creatives. You have poor visual hooks, or you just don't know about visual hooks, audio hooks, caption hooks, etc. Not engaging or creative enough for your ad creatives. Some of you guys are just very boring, or you just ask ChatGPT for a script and it's just a plain boring script. You have poor editing skills and you're not improving on them. A lot of you guys just slap captions onto the screen without having that pop-up effect. Now, what you want to do, if someone is speaking over your video, you really want the captions to appear on the screen 1 to 3 words at a time. So it's nice, quick, snappy captions that keeps appearing on the screen whenever they're talking. You probably have a weak ad copy for your headlines and your primary text, or a bad script for your videos. Now, to improve on that, you either look at other ad creators that are successful, you learn copywriting, and you learn content creation. That's the only way to get better. And if your ad doesn't stop your user from scrolling, then you're just handing Facebook your money. Because you have to remember, customers are looking on the Instagram feed or Facebook feed, they're scrolling, they look at your ad. Will they stop and watch your whole ad? Now, the first 3 seconds suck and your visual hook is just terrible while your users continue to watch your videos. And that's why it's very important to focus on the first 3 seconds. Once you've improved that, move on to the next 3 seconds and so forth. Next point is not testing enough ad creatives. So a lot of you guys think it's your ad strategy that's making you unprofitable, or there's something wrong with your product. But honestly, it could just be your ad creatives and you're not testing enough. So usually beginners often launch around 1 to 3 creatives and expect results instantly. But dropshipping is a numbers game, and you need to be a creative machine producing content consistently for your ad creatives and your website. So I usually like to suggest like 1 or 2 days a week where you're focused on producing ad creatives for your ad account. You want to test different hooks, you want to come up with different formats, styles, so you could appeal to different people and demographics. You also should really build personas out for your products. Maybe it's a mum, maybe it's a dad, maybe it's a family, maybe it's a girl in her 20s, maybe it's a couple, etc. I'm telling you now, Facebook will reward you if you give them more creators to work with. The more creatives, the better, guys. It doesn't matter about your strategy. You can use ABO, CBO, you can have 5 ad sets, 10 ad sets, 3 ad sets. Just keep testing creatives until you lower your CPCs and you increase your ROAS. And if you're running video ads, you really want to focus on your hook rate and your average watch time. So without variations, you have no way to scale profitably. Even if you found a winning creative, you should continue testing more creatives and just finding more winners, because you never know when that winning creative will become saturated or experience ad fatigue. So yeah, more creatives equals less ad fatigue. And also, different creatives have different lifetimes. Like one creative may last 5 days, maybe one creative may last a month, maybe another creative may last a year. I have BOF campaigns that lasted 3 years for me. 3 years, guys. That's just insane. And that was just image ads, carousel ads. I don't tend to run video ads. And last but not least, you're not developing your content creation or your copywriting skills because no one has ever told you. Dropshipping gurus just tell you to pick a good product, run some ads, just throw some videos together on CapCut and make ad creatives, and you become profitable. But that's not how you become profitable in the long run with dropshipping. You really want to focus on getting better at content creation and copywriting. And you don't want to learn from dropshippers because we don't specialize on these two skills. You really want to learn from content creators and copywriters. So the last slide, you don't know how to analyze your ads. So running ads is one thing, but analyzing your metrics and knowing how to optimize your funnels is another. So the first mistake is you'll probably only look at your ROAS column without digging deeper into your metrics. Now, what you want to actually focus on when you're testing is your CTRs, your CPCs, your CPMs, and your CPAs. Now, at the beginning, you probably don't need to focus on CPAs because you're not making sales. When you're testing from the get-go, all you're focusing on is lowering that CPC. You want to optimize for purchase conversion value, and you want to aim for a low CPC. Now, again, as I mentioned before, if your average order value for your product is $50, then you want to aim for something around 80 cents or even less. My CPC is 16p. That's around 20 cents. So for every 100 clicks to my website, it costs me $20. That means I need to make at least one sale to cover that cost because my average order value is around $60. You also want to look at your average playtime if you're running video ads, because if your average playtime is only 4 seconds, then people just aren't watching your video. They're not staying around long enough to digest the rest of your video. They're just looking at your visual hook, it didn't catch their attention, and they're moving on. So if your average playtime is less than like 5 seconds, you need to improve your video. So not being able to spot what's working and what isn't. So over time you will get better, but actually if you just watch videos on how to run Facebook ads, you'll get the hang of it and you'll know what you're doing in the ad account. So if you can't make decisions based on data, you'll just keep guessing, and that's the fastest way to go broke with your ads. If you're confused about ads, just watch my videos on Facebook ads. I have a whole playlist on that, and also check out Nick Furia, Ben Heath, and Dara Denny on YouTube. They're great sources to learn Facebook ads from on YouTube. So you can do it, guys. You can actually become profitable one day if you just listen to this video and you keep improving your skills and you keep testing new creatives and picking better products. So the truth is, dropshipping can be profitable, but not if you treat it like a get-rich-quick scheme. Especially if your mindset is like, oh, I spent only $200 on this product, I haven't made a sale, I'm not profitable, I'm moving on. Like, that's not how you do it, guys. There is no limit on how much you should spend before you move on to the next product. Honestly, it just depends on if you know how to find a winning formula. If you don't, then how do you know what is working or what's causing you to become unprofitable? So avoid the mistakes I mentioned in this video. You want to build a branded niche dropshipping store with at least 20 products in your store, and they should include untapped and winning products. So untapped products are products that no dropshippers or very few dropshippers are selling, and winning products are just products in your niche that are already being scaled by other dropshippers and other people making money with them. You want to learn about content creation, copywriting skills, and UX UI design. Just because you're running a business, you should still develop those skills, especially if you're just relying on yourself. You're not going to work, you don't have school, you don't have any sort of education. You need to make sure you're developing your skills. So you want to watch more videos on how to run Facebook ads and treat it like a real business, and you'll be way ahead of 90% of dropshippers out there. And that, guys, is the end of this video. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more content, and peace.